everybody! Today, what I'm going to be doing is working on a little project for my friend Phosphorus. So, what he wants to have done is, he wants to have like a Greco-Roman style temple built. You can see he's already got one up on this hill, and this is kind of what I'm going to base it off of, kind of loosely. But, yeah, I'm going to do a little fly around here. I like the one he has already, but he wants a bigger one. So, without further ado, let's get to building. So, over here is the land that he wants to be built on. You can see I've already kind of got a little bit of a column grid thing mapped out here. And I want the whole project to be kind of defined by these columns, because that's really, I think, the most prominent thing about these types of temples. So I've got a bunch of sandstone here, and I'm kind of mapping out where the stairs are going to go on one side. And you can see it kind of goes up in 3 parts, because 3 is just a good number for staircases, I think, with landings. And here, you can see I've kind of got like one corner of the base done. I kind of like the horizontality to it all. I think it's nice. Now you can see it's starting to take shape on the map too. Alright, now time to put the real stairs in there. And there we go, on one side at least. So now that I got all that base layer done, now I'm going to start trying to build the floor of the temple, basically. So I'm kind of starting with that whole column grid thing that I put in the ground. I think to speed up the whole stairs process, I've kind of made like this little net thing so I can place each block on the side of each other and I don't have to be crouched over the whole time. So now I'm going to fill it in. Perfect. Now that that's done, I can really start to build the real temple, put the real columns down. My original plan was to make it to be where you'd have a whole bunch of columns, like they'd be going all the way to the inside basically. But Phosphorus wasn't the biggest fan of that. He said he wanted some interior space. So this was what I came up with. It's almost kind of like a basilica or something. I know it's not strictly Greco-Roman, but I feel like it'll have better spatial qualities. I did need some help building the columns, so I ended up posting a little advert on the guild Discord, and I got some help from Maggie Lee here. She built a lot of the initial columns, so this is just me showing her how to build them. This is what she got done, so shouts out to Maggie Lee. Also shouts out to Andres for the moral support. He gave me this dog here. So I spent about 3 hours mining sandstone, and... oh, wait a minute. Where'd it go?
Terra, deploy.
Where is it?
Terra, deploy.
These were full earlier.
Deploy. Terra, deploy.
Oh god, what's that?
Terra, deploy.
Oh god. Terra, do you know where my sandstone went?
Sandstone AQUIRED 4.
The Overlord DDH.
Terra, you little goober.
Terra.
That's my sandstone.
Terra.
Hey!
Move.
Terra, you get back here. I spent 3 hours to get all that. Hey! Oh god. 3 hours. That was 3 hours of my life. This isn't the first time this has happened either. But anyway, you can see I'm filling in the floor now. I think I'm going to do water around the border because it kind of makes like colored blue. I think it's cool. But you can see it filled in there. Here it is with some borders now, with lapis and all that. You can see I've also got all the columns, or the inner layer of columns anyway. I kind of like the effect it gives whenever you fly past it. It's kind of neat. You can also see what I've done where the entrances start. It kind of gradually brings you into the temple space. I also kind of like how there's this implied circle in between the lapis blocks. You can also see that I've got these like golden borders as well, and I'm also going to work in some of this white glazed terracotta stuff. I've been experimenting with it a lot lately, but you can see it makes these like interesting streaking things. Really subtle effect that I really like. And around the interior space, I've actually made like these arches, so you can kind of keep that effect that the columns give, like this structural effect, but it's also inside, so it's kind of how I fulfilled that. You can see now I've got this overhang over the exterior space, this little porch area, and you can also see this effect that you get whenever you go past it again. I really like that, how you can see all the way through it. And I've also got these ionic columns on the fronts as well. Now for the interior space, I wanted to keep it light on the inside, so I've included these skylights. I think they do well. You can also see I've got like these straight pieces here, just to kind of signify structure, kind of post and lintel construction. But something kind of neat that happened with the floor is that you can see I've got like these diagonals, and they work well with the block lighting at night. It creates this nice subtle effect on the floor with the block lighting. Now you'll have to forgive me because I lost a little bit of footage, but I added this border here to the whole thing, like an upper border, and I re-recorded it here. But you can see this is kind of like what's called a meander pattern around here. But then whenever you get to the temple fronts, I've added in what are called triglyphs. Now it's not completely accurate because the intervals are off, but that's just because of the limitations of Minecraft. But I'm happy with it. So now I got the roof on everything. Now I had to add holes for the skylights, so I've kind of designed around the holes to create an interesting pattern. You can see I've got all these tubes here. These aren't columns, but instead they will be unseen, and they're just to bring in the light inside. You can see I've arched over the main hall. Got this mini temple in the middle. So now, that's the whole temple basically. I've also added some statues on the corners, but yeah, I'm very happy with how it turned out. So now I'm just gonna show everything off here. And here's the front pediment. And you can see that effect once again You can see all the way through it. They all lock into place whenever you get in between the columns. I've also tried to blur inside and outside so you can see this corner of the interior area actually becomes a column on the other side. So it's kind of a inside-outside kind of thing, because I'm really trying to express the columns with this build, because that's, like what I said, that's the best thing about a temple in my opinion. Also, another person I forgot to shout out was Kellery Stick, who donated a lot of lapis for the project, so shouts outs to Kellery. Just do one last fly through here. Wow, so satisfying. Wow. I'll also show off the middle temple. You can see it kind of frames the sky too. I've also got these little carvings that I did, these little reliefs, implied archways and stuff. But yeah, I'm very happy with how all that turned out. I hope you all enjoyed, and that's all I got for today. Bye-bye.